Hello and welcome to the Midwest Pokemon League. I'm Python, coach of the Portland Tailblazers, and this is the BL video, BL tier list. Woo, yeah, yippee! It's gonna be pretty much, my fucking windshield keeps fucking falling. It's gonna be pretty much the same rules as the last time. So top 8, again, will be the top 8 mons on the board, and I think you can justify taking these as early as the first round, late in the first round, early in the second round. Early birds is usually going to be, I think you could take these earlier than a typical BL. So in the case of BLs usually go in the third round. I think you could take these as early as the second round. But usually it's going to be, late second, early third. Night Owls will be the typical strong BLs that I think can go pretty much anywhere in a draft. So a lot of them are going to be third, fourth rounders, even as late as fifth round, because you could go double OUA, OUB, and then BL and BL again. So this could be a second BL as well for Night Owls. And then we get into solid picks, which in my mind a solid pick means these are good mons, they fit well in a draft, but they aren't as highly valued or coveted as other mons, and usually the later that you pick them, the better that they can perform, because of the fact that you're comparing these mons to like NUs later in the draft. So that's my thoughts on that tier. Needs context is going to be a tier where I think that these mons can work and they can potentially be as good as something in early birds in the right circumstances, but usually in most drafts I think that they are pretty much undraftable. You really have to build around them, and a lot of these mons you don't want to be building around. And then lastly but not least, it is least, we have the do not drafts, and we have the weather and other. Simple stuffed, weather, other gimmicks like terrain. Normally I would toss Trick Room in here, but I have some takes about Trick Room, so I'm very excited to get into those. And I just realized that I have 7 mons in the top 8. What the fuck? Hold on. I did this early, but I'm like, there are 7 mons in the top 8. That's not right. Well, I guess you're gonna watch me in real time figure out what the 8th mon is. This wasn't even planned. This is just a genuine goof. I'm silly and slow. But yeah, let's get into it. So starting us off with what I believe to be the best BL. Is it any surprise that I think that the best BL is pretty similar to the best OUB? I don't think so. I mean, Weathered Snow did not get hit at all, and it is the strongest weather currently, and it should have got hit. So, I mean, why would you not draft Slowking? Either of them. And the same thoughts still stand on Slowking as, it's a great regenerator, it's a great slow pivot, it works well in regular teams, and then you put it into a snow team and it's like this is the best support mon in the game. And there's no stopping there's no stopping these teams from doing what they want, because you can't stop Slowking from getting its fucking slow pivot off. Like, it's just not possible to one-shot a Slowking due to how tanky it is. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why I don't understand why this wasn't moved up, and I don't understand why the tools around Snow, namely Artovision, Artazult, weren't moved up. I think that was a misstep, but that is my take on that. Next up, we have Empoleon, and I think that I personally put way too much stock into Empoleon. However, water steel typing is a great, core to build around or to slot into most teams. On top of that, you get access to slow flip turns, you get access to rocks and defog, you get access to knockoff, I believe, as well. You get access to so many things with this mon. It has Roost. I think it's one of the few steel types with Roost outside of, like, you know, Skarmory and Corviknight. So, like, steel type with reliable recovery is so good, man. It's just so good. I don't understand why more people don't look at this as one of the best mons on the board, because I think it genuinely is. It's so perfectly priced. It's so perfectly complements most team compositions. It's decently tanky, and you don't really need a lot to build around with it as well. Like, shit, man, just pair it with either of the type cores, either fire or grass, or either a fairy and a dragon, and you make bank with this mon, and it just does so much for a team. I just can't see a world where I'm not looking at this mon and thinking about drafting it, you know? But that's it on Empoleon. I think that I can't say much more other than if you're not looking at this mon, you're kind of silly. Primarina, I had Primarina last season, and I think it's really, really good. Obviously, again, this is a bulky water with a slow pivot. That's going to be a common trend in these higher BL tiers. As you can see, when we get into early birds as well, the first top 3 of those tiers are also bulky water, slow pivots. And I think there's a reason for that. Obviously, it's because that that genre, that archetype is really, really good. Bulky waters are very good. Slow pivots are really good. You pair the two together and wow, this is really, really good. Good and good equals really good. What? But yeah, more on Primarina. The slow pivoting aspect is really nice. I think it's deceptively tanky. I think it's deceptively strong as a special attacker. I ran Calm Mind a couple weeks. I ran Choice Specs a couple weeks. I ran Assault Vest a lot of weeks. I ran Resto Chesto a couple times. That was fun. Yeah, I just think Primarina has a lot of options available to it. It's way better than a lot of people are willing to give it credit for. Having access to Liquid Voice Psychic Noise is nice, but honestly, I ran Torrent a lot of weeks just because I was running water move anyways, like a Scald or a Surf, so for the extra damage. So having Psychic Noise as a Psychic type move was valuable to me. That was also kind of due to the way that my team was built. But yeah, I mean, I think this mon does a lot of good things and very few bad things. And again, it's another water fairy, so, you know, it's another thing that you can build a type core on. I didn't even mention that with Slowking, you know, another type core with the fightings and the darks, and then, you know, the fairy steel dragon, you know. Like, these mons just are really good at what they do. And there's really nothing else that I can say about that. Moving on to Hydreigon, which is the first of the non-water types on this list. But, I mean, this is... when I think of Scarf Dark Pulse mons that sit in the back the entire game and then try to flinch to win, Hydreigon's the first thing that comes to my mind. This is, like, notorious for trying to do that. Obviously, it can U-turn throughout the game. Obviously, it can drop Dracos and break something. But at the end of the day, this mon's role is to be an insurance policy in case you're in a position to lose. And it's lame. It's lame. And that's all I have to say about that. It's fucking lame, man. I don't like the way that Hydreigon's currently played. But it's still a good mon. It's obviously a good mon. You can do a lot of things with it. Calrot, Eject Pack, Draco Meteor a couple weeks, which I thought was very interesting because you can always U-turn pivot, but having the option to nuke and pivot is also nice. I know that it has Dragon Dance, and you could definitely bring something with that. You could do some Belch shit if you really wanted to be that guy and build around the fairy types. But I don't know. I think Hydreigon has a lot of untapped potential, and I think also its floor is so low that anyone can pick up and play Hydreigon and get wins with it because it's luck based. So yeah, that's why it's up here. And again, another mon where you have 2 type cores that you can build off of, so it's really good mon. Krookodile will be the first deviation from having 2 type cores at the top 8. It might also, yeah, I know. I mean, that and Porygon are the only ones that are not in that category. Who is flushing while I'm fucking recording, man? Anyways, Krookodile is obviously really good. It has really good utility as both an Intimidate, Stealth Rock, Taunt user with Knockoff as a lead option, and you could also run some Scarf Moxie sets. You could run some Bulk Up sets. I've seen Power Trip be used. I think that's really interesting to me. I've seen Scale Shot be used. I think that's really interesting to me. I just think Krookodile has so many options available to it that it's really hard to claim that it's a bad mon. I think people haven't really caught on to the fact that it's a great mon yet. But people haven't really been like, oh, Krookodile's not bad, but it's not something I drafted. I'm just like, I mean, I put this in every single list. It's a Pursuit Trapper. It's a knockoff user, which I think is really good. It's a ground immunity, not ground immunity, sorry, it's an electric immunity and a psychic immunity, which is something that I really value in draft. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think this mon's real good. I think Krookodile is not being valued highly enough by most players, and I personally would be looking at it if I was you. But, you can leave it for me, and then I can draft it, that's all I'm saying. Metagross is fine. What can I say about Metagross that hasn't already been said? Obviously, the same point about versatility really does apply to Metagross. You can run damn near anything on this thing, and it'll work. You can run Autotomized Weakness Policy. You can run Choice Banded. You can run some special sets with Hidden Power Fire and Steel Beam and the Psychic. It has Psychic Fangs now. It has Knockoff now. This thing has damn near everything in its move pool. It can run, I think it can run Stealth Rocks, right? I might be mistaken on that. But I'm pretty sure it has Stealth Rocks. It has Bullet Punch, which is obviously super fucking valuable. This mon has everything at its disposal, and it really, the only thing that you can say bad about it is that the only thing you can say bad about it is that it's a steel type that doesn't like taking knockoff, but it's who cares, man? Most steel types don't like being knocked off anyways, right? They want to keep their fucking Rocky Helmet or leftovers, so it's I deal with it. Run a Dark Resist Berry, run a Weakness Policy, you'll be fine. You can do so many things with this mon that it's hard for me to even attempt to quantify it into words. It does everything good and it does nothing bad. And I don't see a reason why it shouldn't be on every single list. Porygon 2 will sneak its way into my list. I wasn't originally going to put it on. I actually know what the last one's going to be now, but I'll save that for when we get there. Porygon 2 will be in my top 8 for the pure reason that it is, in my opinion, the best Trick Room user currently. Yeah, it's the best Trick Room user currently, so if you're playing the Trick Room archetype, I think that you have to go for a Porygon 2. On top of that, I think it's the best Ghost Resist, or Ghost Immunity, I should say, in the game right now, which with Dragapult, Spectrier, and Goldango being the top 3 mons, or 3 of the top 5 mons, in my opinion. 3 of the top 8. I think Dragapult was 6th or 7th. But yeah, with those 3 being at the top, I think Porygon 2's value is inherently skyrocketed because, people should be looking at this thing. People should be wanting this thing. And then on top of that, it's an excellent tank. It's a slow pivot with the teleport. It has Thunder Wave, obviously, which I think is very, very good for slowing teams down. And it does a lot. It has Recover. It has Trace and Download. Does it have Download? I think it has Download. It's Trace and Download. so it can just it gets a lot done. Porygon 2 gets a lot done with the turns that it has, and it has a lot of turns because it is so tanky and it has the recover. And the only real way to play around it is either you have to poison it, which if they bring Kyobel support, then that doesn't even do anything for you, or you have to knock it off and then hit it with a fighting move. And if you have a strong enough fighting type, you don't have to knock it off, but it's like the amount of strong enough fighting types that can kill in one, I can count on one hand, and also are all easily counterable by drafting literally any psychic type and ghost type. I mean, and that's why knockoff is so important into this thing, right? Because you need to be able to beat the things that switch into a close combat. So it's just Porygon 2 inherently changes the way that a lot of teams play into it, and I think that is very valuable. So we're gonna run it back. All right, let's talk about Slowbro. This thing is like, you know, a Slowking but without the snow, which is still a really good mon. It's still a slow pivot. It's still a water psychic type. It's still, I mean, honestly, it's now, instead of being especially defensive mon, it's the best Rocky Helmet water type in the game. You know, you could still do a lot of things with this. Honestly, I think that Slowbro's Trick Room potential is a little bit higher than Slowking's Trick Room potential as well, which is why I have it down here below the Porygon 2. But I think that just Slowbro has a lot of the same upsides of Porygon 2 and Slowking, and it doesn't have quite their complete forcing of team prep against it, but it's still very fundamentally strong, very fundamentally solid, and it's a good mon. Swampert, kind of very similar to the Empoleon as like the defensive wall. It's the water type that doesn't have to deal with electric types, but it does have to deal with grass types, which a lot of people don't value grass types as highly. I do. Offensive grass types to me are some of the best mons in the game. Or at least the good offensive grass types, I should say. Let me clarify that. You know, the Ogrepons. And yeah, I just think that this mon, Swampert, does a lot. I've had it twice at this point, and I think both times that I've had it, it was damn near my MVP with how easily it led to me being in an advantageous or straight up winning position within single turns. Like the ability to bulldoze. I mean, I discovered bulldoze when I started playing with Swampert, and I think bulldoze completely changed the way that I view speed. Because I went from being like, oh yeah, Scarfers are like a necessity in order to win games, to, oh, I can actually just straight up circumvent a lot of speedy options and then win the games in other ways with setup sweepers. So like, I think that inherently makes me bump it up a tier. And also it's just like, I don't know, I think that this mon's easy to slot into most teams. Honestly, Melodic is a little bit of a sneak this high because I don't care about Melodic. Every single time I see this mon get drafted early, it goes in like the second or third round, and I'm just like, don't fucking draft Melodic that early. For me, Melodic is like a fourth rounder, and that may mean, you know, put it in Night Owls. But I do think inherently Melodic's role is really strong as, again, a bulky slow pivot water type. And, you know, this one has the niche where you can run the Flame Orb and boost your defense. I personally think you should just run Leftovers or Heavy Duty Boots. But I think that niche is nice because it makes it a knockoff Absorber, because it only needs that one turn and then it doesn't need its item anymore, which that's cool. I mean, Gliscor has that same caveat, that same niche as well, and I raved about Gliscor, so, you know, I have to consider that. And then also it's just like, it's very bulky. Melodic is very, very bulky. I've seen Mirror Coat sets do a lot of work just because people think that they can kill it with a Thunderbolt, and they can't. And I think Melodic is just inherently really strong just due to how the metagame has shifted. I think walls in general are stronger due to how the metagame has shifted because hyper offense is so weak now. So being able to slow down the game and get back into it is valuable, but it's not quite a top 8, but it's still really good. I just personally, if you draft this in the second round, I'm gonna immediately just put a demerit on your team. Like, you fucked up, you failed, GG, it's over for you, you lost. I had Tangrowth for exactly 1 week last season and didn't bring it, so take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But I think Tangrowth is really good. It just didn't fit with what I wanted for my team last season. But I mean, there's a lot of regenerator mons at the top of this list. Is it any surprise that Tangrowth is going to be up here? Probably not. Tommy of the Minnesota Jinx, you know, he might tell you this mon sucks because he missed 6 sleep powders in a row over the course of 4 games. And you know, you shouldn't be running sleep powder. You should just, I think this mon's best set will always be the AV or the Rocky Helmet with Leech Seed. But you know, sleep powder is fun, stun spore is fun. It has knockoff access. It has some pretty good move pool access as well. You can run some pretty surprisingly offensive sets with this thing, with like Leaf Storm, Earthquake, Focus Blast. It has a good move pool. I think it has Poison Jab too. It has a really good move pool, and really like the biggest caveat in playing with Tangrowth is that you're playing with a bulky grass type, and bulky grass types are like inherently not that good just because they're grass types. But Tangrowth is so bulky that one, it makes up for it, and then it has Regenerator, so that double makes up for it. And like when you compare it to like an Amoonguss has even more weaknesses due to its poison typing. It might just be one more weakness, but like it doesn't get the same value as Tangrowth because it's not as tanky. But yeah, we'll get to Amoonguss when we get there. I just think Tangrowth is really, really good. And also, do I really need to explain type cores more? Like everything I've been talking about is a type core. You know, you pair it with the type core. Sinistcha. What do I think about Sinistcha? What do I think about Sinistcha? Let me find a way to word this. I think Sinistcha is a victim to people knowing what the team that they're facing is, because it's very easy to look at Sinistcha and be like, well, this mon doesn't really do anything outside of strength sap, and then set up and try to win. Because it doesn't. It really does not. And if you know that, and you go into facing Sinistcha, you should never lose to it. But that being said, you can save Sinistcha for very late in games, and I think it being in BL means that you can pair it with a lot of scary things. I forget who had it last season. It might have been Mike Burke, but yeah, I think it was Mike Burke. I just think that we still, you know, 3-4 seasons in with Sinistcha, we still haven't seen this mon completely take over a game yet. And we're so close to seeing that. And I think once we do, people will start seeing Sinistcha as like this big scary threat, that because it's a fucking terrifying threat. There's a reason that you have to be aware of it in the team builder and prep for it, to a honestly like game-changing effect. You know, like you can genuinely lose the game because you prep too much for Sinistcha and then they don't bring it. Excuse me. But yeah, I think Sinistcha is just so good at flipping matchups. I think it's so good at just finding sneaky little routes to win with like a berry, an iron defense, and calm mind and strength sap. I think this mon does a lot. And like its only real downside is that it's a grass type. and being a grass type defensively fucking sucks. That's his only downside. All right, you guys ready for my take? You already knew. Anyone who knows me knew this was coming. Boom! Gengar's an early bird. Anyone who knows me knew this was coming. I drafted Gengar last season, and I brought it damn near every single fucking week that I could. And I just think that this Mon as a Scarfer is really fucking good. I think this Mon as a Focus Sash lead is really fucking good. And this Mon as a Choice Specs breaker is really fucking good. I think this Mon as a Nasty Plot user can be good in the right weeks. There are weeks where I ran Curse and just tried to kill myself with Destiny Bond, in game of course. There are weeks where I've, just been Will-O-Wisp bot and just tried to, hurt my opponent as fast as possible. There have been weeks where I brought T-Spikes. Just this Mon is so good. I can't rave enough about Gengar. And it's also just like it's a good speed tier. I love the 350 speed tier because you can scarf a lot of the 350 speed tier and it's not a fucking waste of your time. But at the same time, you can also just not scarf the 350 speed tier and it's still a fucking good speed tier. Like, it just Mon's so good, man. This Mon's so good, man. Don't sleep. Excuse me. Yeah, but just don't sleep on Gengar, man. I think that this Mon's great, and I think that more people should be looking at it, especially in this season where because ghost types are so good, a lot of these high tier ghost types are so good, you should be looking at ghost type that can potentially beat them in a 1v1. That's just me though, because you're not going to scarf a Spectre or a Dragapult, so you can bring scarf Gengar for 80 less points and try to beat them. That's just me though. Ogerpon Cornerstone is going to be this high for a lot of the same reasons that Ogerpon, Wellspring, and Hearthflame are, which is, you can't scarf these Mons, but they still fucking deal a fuck ton of damage. They're grass types that kind of circumvent being grass types by having their main stab not be a grass type move, with Ivy Cudgel. And in this case, Ivy Cudgel is very similar to my thoughts on Iron Boulder, where, the 100% accurate rock type move is really, really good, and I think that people aren't getting that. And then on top of that, I just think that Ogerpon Cornerstone as a lead is really solid with its sturdy. I think it as a spiker is honestly a little bit more valuable compared to the other two that we talked about earlier with Hearthflame and Wellspring. I think that, as a lead is way better. As a late game Mon, it can still be really good, especially if you bring proper hazard control around it. And I don't know, man. I value these Mons really heavily, clearly. And if you don't, I just think that you're crazy. But that's just me. This is my list. Make your own list if you think differently. But yeah. Going into Infernape, which will be the first of 3 fire types that will be coming up. And I think Infernape is very clearly the best because, 1, the fighting typing is really good for Infernape. It allows it to... Who is taking a shower at this time, yo? This is crazy. Anyways, you're gonna have to put up with some water sounds. I'm sorry. Infernape is a fighting typing, which I think allows it to circumvent some of its more common bad matchups for a fire type, such as rock types, such as steel types. No, not steel types, but specifically, what's it called? Sorry, I'm blanking right now. Not steel types, it's thick fat Mons. Normal type thick fat Mons, the Miltanks and the what have you. And I think that's inherently valuable. And I think Infernape's versatility is somehow still slept on. Like, when I talk about Mons doing damn near everything, Infernape is a Mon that does damn near everything. It can be a stealth rock lead, it can be a specs, it can be a band, it can be a sword stance, it can be a nasty plot, it can fucking be mixed. I remember there was a game where I recorded and I faced Mike, and Mike had a mixed Infernate with vacuum wave, hidden power, ice, earthquake, and close combat, I think it was. And genuinely, like, that mon gave me more trouble than anything else that I've ever faced in that season. Infernape's a great mon. It does so much, and there's nothing that it does bad. Just like Metagross, there's nothing that Infernate does bad. The only downside of Infernate is that it's not that tanky, so it does tend to go down pretty early on in games. But if you can keep it alive, to be a threat, to be a nuisance, it will get its job done. Necrozma was recently dropped down, and I have thoughts. I think that this mon has been long overdue for a drop down pretty much ever since Jirachi got dropped down, and especially when Mew got dropped down. I think that Necrozma's kind of just been sitting in OUB, stagnant and bad. I mean, when you Dragon Dance with this thing, it's fast, but it's not faster than a lot of Scarfers because it's like only base 87 or 85 speed. And when you have +1 attack, it's good, but it's not great because you need more attack to break through most things. When you autotomize with a weakness policy, it's good, but it's not great because you don't have the power to break through most things. If you're running the autotomize with a power or Meteor Beam, 1, you have to hit Meteor Beam. 2, you're wasting the move slot on Meteor Beam. 3, again, with the special attack, it's like, it's good for breaking, but it's not great. It's definitely not sufficient for sweeping. So Necrozma just kind of always sits in a weird spot where, yeah, it's very versatile. Yeah, it does a lot, but it's not great at anything. It's good at a lot of things, and I still think that being good at a lot of things is good, which is why Necrozma is this high, but it's not broken in this tier like other people would say. It's still going to be really good. I think this mon's going to really surprise a lot of people in this season. Entei and Arcanine, I'm just going to lump into one because guess what? These are the same Pokemon. Entei and Arcanine are the same Pokemon. They click Choice Banded Flare Blitz and Choice Banded Extreme Speed. And then Arcanine gets to click Choice Banded Head Smash, I guess. But like, these are the same fucking Pokemon. I don't really think that people have quite caught on to how much better Entei is than Arcanine, because I think people got into this mindset of, oh, well, you can Focus Sash the Arcanine and then it can sit in the back and wait, and it can still get his Flare Blitzes off with the Rock Head, and wow, this mon's great. And I'm just like, yeah, that's cool and all, but Entei is just tankier and can do more. Like, I think people aren't quite, getting that aspect of Entei. I think that Entei, as a bulky mon with like the Will-O-Wisp, is really solid. I mean, it has pressure for a reason, and I don't think anyone's like fully used that. I mean, you could run potentially some like Calm Mind Rest Talk sets, because I mean, I ran that on Raikou and Raikou worked, so it's like, if Raikou can do it, I don't see why Entei can't with Lava Plume, right? Like, genuinely, like, I genuinely can't see why Entei can't pull off the same shit. But yeah, I think Entei is a little bit more versatile. Arcanine's a little bit of a heavier hitter. Entei's a little bit faster. Arcanine has some more weaknesses, but it changes that out with having the extra stab. These mons are the same in my mind, though. I think, physical fire types are really good because, 1, they don't have to click Fire Blast, right? So that's nice. But then 2, in the case of, Entei and Arcanine, well, also Entei has Sacred Fire, so Entei is a little bit better, which is why it's better. But like, they get to click Flare Blitz and they get to hit hard and hit fast. And I think that's really good. I think people should put more respect on these mons, but also they should just put more respect on Entei as a whole, because I think Arcanine has the proper respect. And then the last mon in this row of the early birds, which, we'll still keep going through, but Galvantula, I think, does stand a bit above everything below it because it is sticky web support, and this is the first instance we've had of sticky webs in a tier, and I think that's, indicative of, what sticky webs is. It's definitely a support thing. It's definitely not a high tier thing, but getting sticky webs is really good. Galvantula is one of the best users of it because it can volt switch out. It doesn't have to stay in and fucking die. Fuck, man, it's so good. And also, it has really good coverage for being a bug type and electric type. It has energy ball, it has the hidden powers, it has bug buzz and thunder and volt switch, of course, and thunder wave, of course, and that's really good. And you don't build the team around Galvantula. Galvantula supports. Galvantula is the team member that you are adding in to support other mons, which it can fit onto most teams and it'll work fine, but it'll really work good with certain mons. Like, I don't know, man, like a Dragonite, like you know what I mean, like something where a little bit of speed control goes a long way. I think that's a lot of there's a lot of teams that would instantly jump up like 2 tiers higher if they had a Galvantula instead of whatever BL they drafted in history, So that's Galvantula. Hatterini is notable for being a Magic Bounce user and not much else. What good things can I say about this mon? It's a fairy type without Moonblast, so like that makes it really hard to like talk good about this mon. It has Dazzling Gleam, which is cool. It has Draining Kiss, which is cool. It has Nuzzle, which is like actually really good. It has Healing Wish. Like the best thing that Hat does is die. The best thing that Hatterini does is die and heal something else on your team, and then click Nuzzle as a fucking paralysis bot. It's still good. It's not a mon that I would look at personally, but I have to put it up this high because I think as a Trick Room user, it's good. And as, a support bot, it's really, really good. And it does completely alter the way that certain teams have to play around you. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, someone has a Galvantula, like we're talking about, or a Gliscor, which we were talking about earlier. And like, typically speaking, these are mons that are, going to set up their hazards, but they can't do that if Hatterini's in front of them, which just completely changes how your opponent has to prep and play around it. And like one of my favorite instances of playing into a Hatterini is I had a team with Iron Moth and I clicked T-Spikes with Iron Moth on Hatterini knowing that it would switch out. But that instance of play, while I think is a really good instance of prep and play on my end, it is also indicative of how much Hatterini warps the team building process around it as a BL, which is definitely worth considering when talking about it and why it's this high. Umbreon is the best Wish Passer in this tier, and it's bulkier than Vaporeon, so it's like I would draft this before Vaporeon. Vaporeon can flip turn, but like as we've talked about in this tier, there's so many bulky water types that can pivot that I would rather draft one of them and then also get an Umbreon, right? And it's like Umbreon's weaknesses are very few and far between as a mono dark type. It's weak to fighting, it's weak to fairy, and I think that might actually just be it. Oh, bug as well, but offensive bug type, whatever, man. Yeah, you just kind of pair this thing with like anything that can work well around it, but especially a psychic and a fighting type. Excuse me. And it's just like, I think Umbreon just doesn't do anything wrong. It's a great tank. obviously, like, yawn sets are like very funny, and people keep bringing them because they work. They work to force out Mons that don't have the best matchup. If this thing does end up getting knockoff in ZA, like ZA leaks have said, then it will probably skyrocket into the top of this tier, if not move up a tier. But as it currently stands, I'm just like, I'm high on Umbreon, but I'm not as high on it as other things in this list. But, you know, being a Wish Passer, being a Heal Bell bot, being a strong, bulky Dark type does have its merits. Haxorus is... honestly, there's a take that I can say here, and you know, you can agree with it or choose not to agree with it, whatever you want. But my take is that I think Haxorus is the best Dragon Dance user in the game, and my reasoning for that take is because I mean, Mold Breaker. I can't stress enough how much I think Mold Breaker is really good, and I also can't stress enough how much I think having like resist berries is really good on this thing. So it's like, in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, I personally have so much stock in Mega Charizard X, but if given the choice in the 4th round to choose between drafting Mega Charizard X or drafting Haxorus, I'm gonna go for Haxorus because Haxorus is a cheaper mon and it's really still fulfills that same role. It's still in that same speed tier. I think it's 97 base speed or 95 base speed. It's in that same speed tier. It has that same amount of coverage. Honestly, Haxorus' coverage is really, really good with Poison Jab and First Impression, X Scissor, Earthquake, you know, Iron Head, I think, as well. Like, Haxorus just has great coverage options. It can run Swords Dance Scale Shot sets. It can run Dragon Dance sets. It just is a scary mon when looking at it. And I don't know. I just think that I think people value this thing, but it went undrafted last season. Louis picked it up off the waivers, illegally, mind you, and then won a game. So it's like, clearly people aren't drafting it highly enough because it wasn't drafted. But it's still really good. I don't know, man. It's weird. BL's always a weird tier because it's like this tier is top heavy because these top 8 are really strong. But honestly, like, it's like everything in early birds is like able to compete with the top 8, and then like everything in the next 2 tiers after early birds, so Night Owls and Solid Picks, are also able to compete with each other. And it's really just like those last 2 tiers are dog shit and need to be fucked and moved down. Like, other than that, it's like, you know, BL's just a weird tier. But yeah, Haxorus, great mon. Pair with Type Core. I'm not gonna keep going over this. Like, pair with Type Core. Hisuian Gudra, pair with Type Core. But yeah, Hisuian Gudra, it has Sap Sipper, which is nice, but you have a 4x resist anyways, so you don't really need it. It has a Gooey, which is great. It does have Gooey, right? I'm like thinking about it, like, does Hisuian Gudra have Shell Armor? Hold on. It has Sap Sipper, Shell Armor, and Gooey. Okay, so Shell Armor is really only going to be good in sets where you're running, you know, Acid Armor, or Curse, or whatever have you, and which means that it's not going to be very good. But Gooey is great. I think that, again, you know, I was talking about Bulldoze with Swampert, so Gooey fulfills that similar niche. Dragon Steel typing is obviously great defensively. There's very few things that can beat it. This mon can be slotted into most teams, and I think it will perform. Its Assault Vest sets are really, really good, and it's a knockoff user. It's got, you know, it's got decent coverage by virtue of being a dragon type. I think like the big thing that I have an issue with this mon is it's twofold, honestly, because first of all, I don't think this mon is that much better than regular Gudra. Honestly, I don't even think it's better than regular Gudra, period. But, you know, that's a discussion for the UU list. I just think that, yeah, the extra stats are nice in exchange for speed, but I would rather take the speed. The steel typing is nice, and I won't complain about that, but I just think that regular Gudra has better options available to it. And also with body press banned in this league, being better at clicking iron defense body press doesn't mean anything. So it's like, I don't know, man. You're not going to run gyro ball on this thing. Like, you have to run flash cannon most weeks. You can't run heavy slam on this thing because it's not fucking heavy. Like, I don't put enough value in Gudra Hisui, but I think that it's still definitely very good. I think it's still definitely like as good as like a third round, second round pick. So you can definitely pick it up early. Excuse me while I take a drink of my Baja Blast. This episode is sponsored by Baja Blast. So refreshing, so citrusy. Wow, Baja Blast. Go get some Taco Bell right now. That's right, you've been psyoped into watching a Taco Bell ad. Ogerpon and Superior. This is regular Ogerpon without the mask, so this is the one that can run an item. And I think that these mons kind of fit in a similar tier in my mind because they are offensive grass types. They have a very similar speed tier, 350 and 357, I believe. So, the big difference between them is that Superior, in my opinion, is a little bit better at playing a faux defensive role. Like, it's not a real defensive mon, but with the substitute Glare Leech Seed set, you can pretend like you are and then still win with Leaf Storm sweeping. Whereas Ogerpon's kind of more in the boat of I want to be Choice Bandit and nuke something, or I want to be Choice Scarf and revenge kill, or I want to be Sword Stance 3 attacks. I think this mon also can work as a spiker, but I think unlike the other three, because it is a grass type that relies on being a grass type, because the Ivy Cudgel is grass type move now, it's kind of like it needs... Ogerpon's weird because it needs to be able to do a lot of damage or do a lot of it needs to do a lot with the turns that it's in because it's an offensive grass type, and it sometimes struggles with that because grass typing is not very good. So if you're wasting turns clicking spikes, yeah, that is sometimes going to be your best possible play, but if they have good hazard control, then it's better for you to just be hitting as hard as possible with those turns. Which is, you know, a bit weird for it compared to the other Ogerpons, but I still think it's very good. This is also why, you know, when people talk about, oh, the Ogerpons can't run Choice Scarf, so they're not good, I'm just like, well, you could run Choice Scarf in this one, and it's still worse than the other three because it's a fucking grass type, so argument doesn't fucking mean anything to me. Staraptor, on the other hand, is an excellent Choice Scarf user and also a normal type, so it's good against those ghost types. But I was telling Zach the other day that he changed my opinion on flying types. Well, I was always a proponent of flying types. I always thought flying types are good, but I was at the time thinking like flying types as a defensive unit, or flying types as you know, like the Moltres and the Moltres, the Zapdoses, flying types as a defensive unit, or flying types as like Tornadus, where, you know, you use them with Hurricane in rain. And man, those Scarf Brave Birds hurt. Those Scarf Brave Birds fucking hurt. And Staraptor, in my mind, went from being like a middle of the pack BL to one of the better BLs, and I can't understate how good this mon is to me right now. This thing, Galarian Zapdos, Flamigo, all fulfill a niche that I think is not fulfilled in current draft, which is the flying typing. And they also all still beat the rock and steel typings with close combat. So I do value those. I mean, Flamigo is pretty low on this list, but I'll get to Flamigo when I get there, you know? But yeah, Staraptor is just really good in my mind, and yeah, I also just, I like Final Gambit, man. It's funny. But yes, Staraptor is just great speed control, so, you know, you can kind of pair it with a lot of other breakers and use it as a revenge killer, and I think it'll really help Staraptor's game plan. Buzzwole is another OUB recently moved down, and I think it's going to be really good. I'm just hesitant to put it any higher than this because I think that Buzzwole, unlike a lot of mons that got moved down, Buzzwole does have very clearly defined weaknesses. It's bug typing, which is not good defensively. It's fighting typing, which is also not good defensively. But that being said, I look and I think about Iron Hands, and when we first rated Iron Hands, I think we had it in like the OUB BL range, and we were like, oh yeah, this mon's like good in terrain, but it's not going to be good outside of terrain. And then we watched as it just tanks everything and then kills everything with Drain Punch and then heals back. And Buzzwole, to me, feels like it's going to be very similar. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Buzzwole, to me, feels like it's going to be in a very similar boat because it's a very similar type of Pokemon. And obviously, Buzzwole doesn't have the advantage of Iron Hands where it can slow pivot with the Volt Switch. But Buzzwole has Roosts. Buzzwole has good coverage. Like, I mean, you know, they both have good coverage, but Buzzwole has good coverage. You know, it has Ice Punch. It has Poison Jab, I believe. It has, you know, the Close Combat, the Earthquake, the Leech Life. Like, it has coverage. It has options. It has more speed than an Iron Hands by like a long shot. So you can run Choice Scarf sets on it if you really wanted to. Yeah, it's 79. That is it. Normally I say like 80 is like the cutoff for like a valuable or a valid Choice Scarf user, but like 79 is just 80 with, and you know, a little bit of a demerit next to it. Like, and like 139 for attack and defense is just, it's so good. It's so valuable. But it does have such clearly defined weaknesses. Because it can't take those special hits, and you're not really wanting to run an AV on it. But I think that a good battler is gonna bring this thing with a berry every single week, and they're just gonna make us look like chumps, and there's nothing that we can do about it. And that's fine, because you know it's been so long since Buzzwole's been good that I want to see it be good. So I think this is a good move down, but I think time will tell if it was, you know, ill-sighted in hindsight. But you know, we'll see with time. This one might come as a surprise to some people, but I think that I like Silvally again. I've been Silvally's biggest fucking hater, which is funny because you have to remember that when Silvally first came into the league, I was the proponent to put it into the mega tier because I thought that this mon would be too broken to be put into the league otherwise, unless you couldn't draft it without also draft with a mega, you know. And as we've shifted the league, we've gotten rid of the required megas and the different mega tiers, and so we've also just found that Silvally wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be. So it moved down a little bit, and then it moved down a little bit more, and then it moved down a little bit more, and finally, I think it's in a good spot. And obviously, I think that the Scarf Explosion normal type sets are really funny, and I will continue to bring them until the end of time if I have this mon. But that isn't what you draft Silvally for. The meat and potatoes of Silvally is the type changing RKS system where you can be any type, and I just don't see a world where you don't look at this mon and go, wow, Silvally's really good because it can be any type and I can draft it on any team. Like, genuinely, right there, that is the crux of the argument, is Silvally can fit on any team, and I shouldn't have to say anything more than that. It's 95 stats across the board, so that, you know, it's decently tanky, it's decently fast, it's a decently good attacker. It has Sword Stance, it has good, incredible coverage, really. by virtue of being every type. It has incredible coverage, but also it just has good coverage outside of running a plate. And yeah, I mean, what more can I say about Silvally? This mon's a good mon. And you know, it could honestly go. I think Silvally is very indicative of how people view the jack of all trades, because Silvally could be as good as a top 8 mon in BL or as bad as a do not draft, and I think that it's a valid take, but I personally have it up here. And then rounding out this tier, I could move Cleavor up, but I'm not going to because I think it's funny to have Cleavor in a lower tier. But Bisharp is a great pursuit trapper. It's a great knockoff user. It's a Violite holder now, which I think really makes it good. And yeah, I like this mon. Obviously like Sucker Punch as a niche interaction that you can do, because I think that it's funny. But yeah, this mon's deceptively tanky with the Violite. It can run Choice Band if it really wants to, just for the extra damage. It can run a lot of different options, but I think like so long as you pair this with like a Ghost and a Psychic type, just things that can take the close combat, a Fairy type. It's you know, the combination of type cores again. Yeah, I think Bisharp just fits on a lot of archetypes and a lot of structures, and being a pursuit trapper makes it inherently valuable to me. All right, we're an hour in and we've only gotten through the early birds, so I'm going to start speeding through the rest of these. So sorry if I'm going to speed through a mon that you like fucking Mega Bayonet. Like, whatever, man. You know what? If it's a mon you like, you know why you like it. 1 second while I drink this nice, refreshing Baja Blast, only found at Taco Bell and select gas stations. Wow, refreshing, citrusy, Baja Blast. Alright, let's talk about Cleavor. Again, I could move this one up a tier, but everyone's so high on it that I want to move it down a tier and, you know, lead them into a false sense of security as they think they can draft it in the 3rd round just for someone else to take it in the 1st round. It's funny, I don't know. I don't personally value Cleavor that highly, but I see the appeal. Stone Axe is a great move. X-Scissor is really good with Sharpness Boost. Night Slash is really good. Psycho Cut's really good with Sharpness Boost. And that is the end of good things I have to say about Cleavor. Look, I mean, it's a rock bug type. You know what else is a rock bug type that we don't care about? Crustle, Armaldo. Like, just to put it into perspective for why I don't care about this mon. Like Shuckle, like, rock bug is a bad typing, and it being a Caesar, a Cleavor, is nice. It has good speed at 85. It can be a good Scarfer. It has good attack. It has decent coverage, but it's still a rock bug typing. I don't care. I just don't care. And unlike Samurai Hisui, where the Ceaseless Edge is so valuable because getting it up multiple turns in a game can completely change how the game is played, because multiple spikes is like fucking game breaking. Once you get up to 2 spikes and 3 spikes, it's like completely changes how a lot of your calcs work. Stone Axe works once and then Stealth Rocks are up, and you can click it again if Stealth Rocks get removed, but it's like you're getting diminishing returns out of clicking Stone Axe. And also Stone Axe is a completely inaccurate move. I'm pretty sure it's like 85 accuracy. Okay, it's 90 accuracy, my bad. So, you know, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still like, I just don't think that people should be like breaking the bank for a Cleavor. And it's like, yeah, you could say Samurai Hisui is also 90 accuracy, but I'm like, the difference is that Samurai Hisui is clicking a dark type move and Cleavor clicking a rock type move, and I would rather get an Ogerpon Cornerstone. That is honestly as good as I could sum it up. If I'm looking at Cleavor, why wouldn't I get Ogerpon Cornerstone? Cleavor's about to move down this list. Why would I get Cleavor when I can get Terrakion? Cleavor, I'm sorry. cry about it. We'll get back to Terrakion, but cry about it. Fuck you. This mon's not that good. Yeah, I don't care about Cleavor at all. Clodsire is... I didn't think that I would value this mon this highly, but I saw Clodsire do a lot of sneaky things that I thought was interesting on Benji's team last season. Water Absorb is really nice. Unaware is really nice, and I think having the option to switch between the two is cool. I think that's a cool roll compression on one mon. I think having T-Spikes and also, you know, a grounded poison type to get rid of T-Spikes is great roll compression on one mon. I think having a electric immunity, also, you know, a ground type that's a water immunity is a great. I can't rave about Clodsire enough the more that I think about it. And it also has Stealth Rocks, it has Spikes, again, it has T-Spikes. You know, Recover is great. I think it has Bulldoze. I should actually check that. It has Bulldoze, it has Haze. It has, you know, the 100% accurate Toxic. Yeah, I think I just like this mon. I think that Clodsire is just good, and I think also, I think there's a lot of potential for different options, but I just think having this good of a wall is inherently really strong, especially at the BL price. So yeah, a good mon. Hydrapple. It's a grass type, so it's like not that good, but it's a dragon type, so it's really fucking good. And it's a dragon type that doesn't have to click Draco Meteor to get its fucking nuke off, because it has the beam. What the fuck is it called? Fickle Beam. And you know, Fickle Beam, you know, you're rolling the dice because sometimes it's a Dragon Pulse and sometimes it's a 160 nuke. I think it's like a 30% accuracy, a 30% chance to be a 160 nuke, and then it's a Dragon Pulse all the other times. But that's fine. you take the gamble on that. That's better chances than a Dark Pulse flinch, and people take the gamble on that all the time. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. It's a grass dragon type, you know, like defensively, it's kind of shitty. It's gonna die to fucking Hidden Power Ice, but it's tanky enough to take those other hits. It has Regenerator, like Tangrowth, but I think, you know, Tangrowth's versatility outweighs the special attacking nature of the Hydrapple. But Hydrapple is nice for like a bulky dragon type. I think I would draft this over a Latias for sure. And Mandibuzz is still good. Cal picked it up at the end of last season, and it didn't do as much into the Tickle team as I would have wanted, but you know, it didn't need to. Obviously, I think that having Knockoff is nice, and having U-Turn on a bulky mon is nice. Its defog access is great. This is just one of those mons where people keep clamoring for Mandibuzz to be adjusted in some way, and I think that it in BL is still a bit too strong, because in the right hands, in the right teams, this mon goes from being really good to fucking disgusting. Like, you pair this with Pecharunt and Lomomola, and holy fuck, I want to kill myself. But you know, we haven't gotten that degenerate yet, so I suppose it's fine for now until someone does do that and then ruins it for everyone else. And Moltres, because it's also a bulky flying type with Mandibuzz, but I think the difference between Moltres is, you know, Flame Body is really good, so it's a good punisher of U-turns. So you could pair this with a Hoopa Unbound, and the world's your oyster, baby. But in general, I just think that Moltres is still valued a little too highly. I think these other fire types in BL are better than it. I think that some of these other flying types in BL are better than it. Again, like the Mandibuzz, again, like the Staraptor, which I would go for before it. And that doesn't make Moltres bad, but it just means that I don't think that it's as good as other people think. Obviously, Heavy Duty Boots is nice because, you know, you're segmenting the Stealth Rocks, but all it takes is one knockoff. All it takes is one Hidden Power Rock. All it takes is one Power Gem on a mon that you're not expecting, and Moltres goes down, and then you're really fucking shit out of luck most of the time because this mon's like this mon is relied on way too heavily on the teams that draft it. Quinn's team relied on it way too heavily, and when it went down, he lost most games. Patrick, whenever he drafted it, would rely on it way too heavily, and when it went down, he lost most games. I just think the mon is still good, and I think that the way that I've seen it be used on teams is what makes me hate on it. But I also think that as a BL, it's a bit down in my mind compared to, you know, I would look at other fire types. I would look at other flying types. Even in UU, when we get to that list next week, I would look at those mons really well. Man, is that going to be next week? That might have to be this weekend. I might have to drop this video today. All right, well, we'll think about that. Alakazam is great. Woo, Alakazam. Honestly, I could just pair Alakazam, Mimikyu, and Mega Bayonet all in one bundle, and I will, because these are I switch in on a setup sweeper or a wall breaker that is really scary, and I go 1 for 1. I will take you out with me, and I will sing Kumbaya, and maybe I'll do a little bit more damage before I go down. In the case of Bayonet, it's probably the weakest of these three, which is why I'm glad that it finally moved down. Obviously, Bayonet can do a bit more with its Will-O-Wisp, with its Thunder Wave, Prankster. It has a great attack stat with 165, Poltergeist, Shadow Sneaks. But, you know, I value Mimikyu's ability to Swords Dance and Sweep more. Yeah, I value Mimikyu's ability to Swords Dance and Sweep more because it's faster. I value Alakazam's just sheer dominating special attack stat more. And Bayonet's still good, but it's a little bit worse than these two in my mind. It's also a little bit harder to justify drafting, but it's still a great ghost type. And yeah, I think all three of these are just the revenge killers. These are like the premier revenge killers, and they're pretty safe to draft in most teams, but they aren't as good as some of the other mons on this list. And now I can just put Nihilego and Terrakion in the same role as Kleavor as rock types. Nihilego is the best of the three because its rock type move doesn't miss. What a shock. Wow. And also, you know, it can click Meteor Beam and go for the sweeps that way, like, you know, Nando did the entirety of last season. I don't care. I don't care about that. Mana Zone being moved down is genuinely like the best thing that could have happened to Nihilego, because now you can actually pair it with a Steel Trapper. But this mon still loses to Steel types, so you need to like really draft around the fact that every single Steel type fucks you, and that sucks. Terrakion doesn't have that issue because Terrakion's a fighting type, so Terrakion just fucks everything anyways. But I think Terrakion really falls short in the sense that being that 346 speed tier is just pain. It's so much pain because you just underspeed everything that you want to outspeed, and that means you have to run a Choice Scarf, which means that you're losing out on the breaking power that a Choice Band would provide. But it's a great revenge killer, and I think it's better than Kleavor in my mind. And also it's a great dark type absorber as well, so this thing can absorb knockoffs really well. And then, you know, still get value out of its high attack stat because it's a breaker. So yeah, I just think Terrakion is really good. Monkey Dory is probably the best Future Sight user outside of the slow twins. So I say slow twins, really it's slow triplets because it's Galar, Slow King, and Slow Bro. But yeah, it's a great Future Sight user because it has access to U-turn, but really I think its best use is as a Scarf revenge killer with... Who is pissing, bro? Damn! As a Scarf, you know, with the Sludge Wave and the U-turn psychic coverage, it's a good mon, don't get me wrong, but I just think Monkey Dory lacks in coverage. And if you're ever in a situation where you have to hit Focus Blast with the Psychic type, I think you're in a bad position. And unfortunately, I think Monkey Dory falls into that hole a lot. So yeah, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great. Togekiss has the exact same issue as Hydreigon, and you know, the more that I look at Togekiss, the more I'm just like, wow, I'm gonna bump it up to fucking early birds, because Jesus Christ, man, this has the exact same role as a Staraptor, but instead of being Scarf Brave Bird, it's Scarf Air / Flinching. So it's like a Hydreigon Staraptor combination that's a little bit worse at the things that they do, but in exchange you also have like a bulky Defogger, a bulky Thunderwave Mon. Holy shit, I don't know why I had this so low. I think it's better than Staraptor. I think it's better than Superior. No, actually it's not better than Superior. Yeah, Superior is Glare. But like, Togekiss is great, and I don't know why I had it so low. That's my mistake. I just probably wasn't thinking when I made this list at 3 in the morning. Mega Manectric, Mega Pidgeot, Megas that are fast, but not, you know, top 400 speed fast. Actually, Mega Manectric is 400 speed fast. Yeah, Mega Manectric is faster, Mega Pidgeot is slower. Mega Manectric has, they both have pivoting. Mega Manectric has Intimidate and Volt Switch, which I think is really good. But I think people are overestimating how good this mon is going to be at BL price, because it's still a Mega Manectric, you know? It still does not get kills. It still loses to most ground types. You can run Hidden Power Ice and Hidden Power Grass, but it still loses to most ground types. They run the berry. They fucking kill it. Who cares? And Mega Pidgeot, I had Mega Pidgeot for like 2 weeks last season. I think it's good. Hurricane never missing is nice. I think it's funny. But this mon just has very severe flaws, and there's a reason that I dropped it. I just found other things that I could build that were better. Reuniclus being one of them, and we're talking about Reuniclus. Yeah, yippee! Reuniclus is a mon that I was actually super low on last season, to the point where I was saying that Reuniclus needed to drop to UU. And when I said that, I, you know, immediately the alarm bell started clicking in my head. I'm like, wait, no, I'm wrong about this. And I had to test it out and find out why I was wrong about this. So I'm glad we didn't move it down, because I have come around on it entirely. I think this mon is good, and I think it's better than a lot of the BLs that people are valuing. As you can see on this list, there's a lot of BLs that get drafted really early that I don't fucking know why they get drafted early, and I think Reuniclus is better than most of them. The way that Reuniclus just forces dark types to be on every single fucking team you face, or else they lose to fucking Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Stored Power, to me is inherently just like, it's one of the best psychic types on the board. And then you can also run the Regenerator Future Sight sets. You can run Assault Vest with Regenerator as well. You can run Specs, which I did run once, but the setup sets are just like where Reuniclus really shines. And then also I ran Trick Room once, and I don't even think I got to click the Trick Room. I think it was into Tickle. I don't think I even got to click the Trick Room because I didn't need it, because I just straight up fucking tanked and killed everything. So yeah, Reuniclus is great. Reuniclus is really fun. I very much liked getting to play with it last season, and I think more people should be looking at it, especially if you're not newer, but if you are newer, you should be looking at Reuniclus. But I think if you are trying to, like, you know, be less spend less like thought into the league, like you are busy and you want to, you know, take the league not as seriously, I think that Reuniclus is a great mon for that, because it's just a very fun mon to play, and it's a very fun mon to build. And you just have fun with this. I had a lot of fun with this mon. But yeah, going into mons that I think are way too highly coveted for the draft, I can kind of just group Rotom, Heat, Sylveon, Skarmory, and Whimsicott all in the same category, because I've seen people drafting these as early as second pick, and I just don't get why. Rotom Heat is nice, it's versatile, but if you really want the electric type pivot, especially now, you should go for Mega Manectric. But Rotom Wash was always available to you. I think that Raikou is better. I think that Jolteon is better. I don't see the hype on Rotom Heat. I never have, and I don't think I ever will. As for Sylveon, sorry, I'm hating on Rotom Heat, but Rotom Heat's still a good mon. I don't see the second round hype on it. I think that this mon's like a middle of the pack BL. And then Sylveon, great Wish Passer, but it's like if you're going for a good fairy type, I just don't know why you wouldn't get like a Togekiss or like a Primarina. And if you can't get those mons, then I think you should just go for a cheaper fairy type, like Aromatisse is in a tier below this. Florges is in a tier below this. Both great mons for cheaper. So I think Sylveon's great. I think Sylveon has a lot of good things going for it, but I just think that it's too highly coveted for what it is. And you can always invest in cheaper options if you really want that role of the Wish fairy type, but obviously it's a better special attacker. And Skarmory, I mean, I know why people value this mon, because it's a fucking steel flying type, but the Stealth Rock spikes, that's cool and all. Again, it's like a mon where it's like you can go for cheaper options, because Fortress exists at the tier below, and it's literally the exact same mon, but with pivoting. Like, Fortress also clicks Stealth Rocks and Spikes, and it also clicks Rapid Spin instead of the Defog. But then this mon can pivot. So it's like, yeah, Skarmory has recovery, but like, I don't really care about that, It's a good steel type, but it's not something that I'm valuing as highly as other people. And then lastly, Whimsicott in the same category of mons. Honestly, hold on. Whimsicott's not better than Bulu. So yeah, I'll talk about Bulu first, and then we'll go to Whimsicott. But Bulu is great. It sets grassy terrain, but unlike other terrain setters, I don't think that there is a grassy terrain build, quote unquote. I think that grassy terrain is just a nice little option to have, similar to a Tapu Fini, where it is nice to have. It provides a good value to certain mons, but it's not like something that you're building around in your draft, like the electric terrain, like the psychic terrain. You have to be really careful when playing with Tapu Bulu, because you can't really draft Earthquake around Bulu. Or rather, you can, but you don't really want to. When I had the option of playing around a Tapu Bulu, I remember I ran a Nidoking with it, and that was fun. This was in a separate draft league, so I'm honestly like, this is a, but you have to draft like special ground types or ground types that aren't reliant on Earthquake. So, high horsepower mons or, stuff like that. So it's weird, but it can be good. It can be really good in the right hands. It's really tanky. You just have to be careful about hidden power poisons, because that's how I stopped Cal from getting the value out of his Tapu Bulu in the playoffs last season. And Whimsicott is, it's faster. And that's where the good things I have to say about Whimsicott end. I mean, why would you draft Whimsicott over Tapu Bulu? Genuinely, it's like, oh, it's Prankster and it's faster and it's it has Moonblast, and it's like, yeah, those are all cool, but it's like, why would you not draft Bulu? Why would you not draft the Ogrepons or Superior? Like, there are better grass types and there are better fairy types in this tier. And then there are also cheaper options in the tier below that are, in my opinion, also a little better. Whether that be because they're cheaper or because they're actually just straight up better stat-wise, that's a your call to make. I think Whimsicott's saving grace is its speed tier and its Prankster, but I mean, I just don't think that's good enough to be picking it early. It's still good. It's still a great mon, but it's not an early pickup for me. Volcanion is a great breaker. It's a great breaker. The only reason that I'm not drafting this mon, or I'm not valuing this mon that highly, is because I don't know what draft to put it in. It's just a weird mon to me, and I don't really know how to fit it into a draft because it's like, it's just weird. It looks weird. It plays weird. It can do a lot of things. It can be Specs or Assault Vest or like a Flame Charge setup set. I've seen a Jetpack Overheat. I think this mon has good value. Honestly, I think it's more value than a Rotom Heat. So like, I'm gonna sneak it in right here and call it a day. Honestly, Muck's also gonna go up, but we'll get to Muck. But yeah, Volcanion is good. It has good value. But I don't know. I personally think that it's just a weird mon to draft. And that hesitates me from putting it any higher on the list. And if I ever play a season where I get to play with Volcanion, then maybe my opinion on it will change, but that's just where I currently stand on it. And then Alolan Muck, don't understand why people think this mon is bad, because it's not, and it's honestly better than Monkey Dory. Honestly, it's better than Cleavor, but you know, if I put it above Cleavor, then people are gonna be like, but you know what? It's my list actually. It's better than everything. No, it's just better than Cleavor. But yeah, it's better than everything. It's just better than Cleavor. But Muck is a great knockoff user. It's really tanky. It can run Assault Vest or Black Sludge. It can run a Band even. But I just think where this mon really shines as that Pursuit Trapper, it completely shuts Psychic and Ghost types out of the game, and in a tier or in a season where the Ghost type is so highly prevalent and so highly coveted, and honestly, like, it also kind of can stop Dark types as well just due to its typing. So in a tier where you can stop Darkrai, Spectrier, Goldango, Dragapult with one mon, I just don't know why you wouldn't look at this mon, you know? But yeah, and then I already talked about Whimsicott. So yeah, that's the Night Owls. And how far are we on the video now? 20 minutes. Okay, it took us like 20-30 minutes to get through that, bro. Like, let's finish off the rest of the list. So Porygon Z is a great revenge killer with a Scarf. It can be a good breaker. Don't run this mon as a setup sweeper because I keep seeing people running Agility Nasty Plot, and that doesn't work. Agility Download is always interesting, but I think you could just run the Scarf Download and you'd have the same thing. I think also just more people should be using Download over Adaptability. Adaptability is good, don't get me wrong, but if you can play Download correctly and get the special attack boost, Download is better. It does more damage, so, you know, that's just my take on Porygon Z. I think it's a really good mon. I think it's a good revenge killer. I think most people should, at the very least, consider it. Again, with solid picks, the later that you draft them, the better that they are. So that's where I think that mon goes. Orthworm. It's a steel type that is immune to ground, which I think is valuable, and it has the Shed Tail. But I just think that this mon is so predictable in what it does that it's kind of hard for me to... Honestly, it should go into needs context because this mon needs a fucking team to pull off. It's fucking bullshit. But I don't know. I think if you can draft this by like the 11th pick, it'd still be really good. Or like pick it up off the waiver wire, it'd still be really good. But I don't have much good things to say about it other than those two things that I said earlier with Shed Tail and the ground immunity. So, Articuno Galar is still a good Future Sight pivot. I think it's unfortunately outclassed by a lot of the things in BL with this similar role. Reuniclus is better. Monkey Dory's better. The Slow Twins are better. I think that its role is a little bit oversaturated in this tier. It's still good, but I just think that outside of its base stat total and outside of its, you know, gimmick being the Future Sight U-turn user, there's not really much reason to draft this thing. But it's still good. It's still good. Among Us is just outclassed again, outclassed by everything in its tier. For going by grass types, it's outclassed by damn near everything. And if we're going by regenerated grass types, it's still outclassed by Tangrowth and Hydrapple. So it's like, and if we're going by regenerator mons, then you can toss in the Slow Twins in the list, and then it starts looking really bad for our hero Among Us. But I mean, this mon is the mascot of the league for a reason. You know, Tickle loves this mon. You know what? Ask Tickle why this mon's good. Snorlax, I've seen clamoring for Snorlax to UU. I like it. I like Snorlax to UU. But I do think that this mon is still has a role. I think this mon still has a role in BL. I think this mon can still do a lot of damage in BL. Especially with all these ghost types running around. I think that inherently makes Snorlax much more potent, much more threatening in the draft. It has Pursuit, which I think is fun. But I think where this mon really shines is obviously its curse sets, and I just think I don't think people understand how scary a late game Snorlax can be, and I think once we're able to truly see Snorlax at peak efficiency, doing choice band sets 1 week, assault vest sets the next week, curse sets the week after that. Once we get to that point of Snorlax, then people will really understand why this mon has been one of the premier BLs for as long as it has. But I wouldn't be mad if it moved to UU either, because then it gets to be one of the best UUs, and I'm okay with that. I would rather a mon be one of the best, and keep in mind one of the best and not the undisputed best. I'd rather Amon be one of the best things in a new tier than be completely dog shit and undraftable in a current tier. So that's where I stand on a lot of these mons. And Flamigo, like Staraptor, like the Galarian Zapdos that I was talking about, a flying type that circumvents the rock types and steel types is nice. But the thing that really holds Flamigo back... They can't hear you because my noise gate's on. No, I'm doing the list. That was Nando. Nando, you have any takes on BL? What's the best mon in BL? He doesn't even know the best mon in BL. What a fucking rude. What a fucking noob. But, I'll wait for Nando. You know what? I'll wait. You're so fucking dumb and lame. Holy shit. He said Mega Bayonet's the best mon in BL. Bad take. Anyways, Flamigo is, just, like, it's good, but the 90 speed tier is obviously not very good. The 115 attack is obviously not very good. Scrappy is great. Don't get me wrong, Scrappy is fucking amazing, and I just think that with Galarian Zapdos, it has the ability to circumvent bad matchups with Thunderous Kick and Bulk Up Roost. With Staraptor, it has the ability to Final Gambit and just nuke something for something else. Flamigo just lacks those get out of jail cards, and it's still good. It's a great flying type. It's a great fighting type, but it's a bit more situational in its use, and that's why it's like only really, really good when you pick it up late in the draft. Starmie is fine. I mean, honestly, the more I think about Starmie, the more I move it up the list, so I think it stops there. But Starmie, obviously, Nando used it very well last season. It has Meteor Beam, which is cool. It has good coverage, which is great. It has Flip Turn, which is awesome. But the thing that will always hold Starmie back in my mind is that Starmie's fucking stats are complete dog shit, and I just don't really value a mon that can't tank anything and then can't kill anything because its attack stat's 100. 100? 100. Its attack stat's 100, dude. I don't value this mon as highly as other people. I just can't, because I've seen it. I've seen it not kill a lot of things. And like, it can kind of work as a fucking late game cleaner, but not really, because 100 special attack is not good. We'll have to wait and see what Mega Starmie brings to the table, because I just don't think Starmie's it. But you know, Rapid Spin's nice. I would just, again, if you're going for Starmie as a Rapid Spinner, why would you not go dip down into UU and get Blastoise or Tentacruel? And if you're going for Starmie as a offensive water type, why? Just straight up, why? But also, it's like, I don't know, look at the bulky water types in this tier. Look at how much better they are. Look at how good they are. And then, you know, if you're looking for the offensive water types, it's like you can go up a tier and get like the Keldeo or the Urshifu Rapid Strike or the fucking Samurott Heatwave, the Ogerpon Wellspring. Or you can start dipping down a tier and you can still get Blastoise. You know, like Blastoise is just a better mon. Just draft Blastoise. Dondozo is really dog shit, but it's an unaware mon, so there's definitely a place for it on drafts. I just don't care for it, and I have nothing good to say about Dondozo. I genuinely have nothing good to say about Dondozo outside of, yeah, it's a bulky water type, and yeah, it's unaware. So it has a place, but I don't care. And then we have Ampharos, Houndoom, and Mega Aerodactyl. I'll talk about Ampharos first, because actually I'll talk about Houndoom first. Because I think Houndoom's the most interesting, because you could just say, this is a Sun Mon, put it in the Sun tier and call it a day. And I think that's completely fair. But I also think that the Mega Houndoom usage of Tommy last season proved that that's not necessarily true. It can function outside of Sun. It's a great fire type. It is a good dark type with Dark Pulse, so obviously, you know, it's fast. It can play that same role of a Hydreigon. It can't be Scarfed, which is a downgrade, but you know, the 361 speed tier is good enough to suffice against most teams. And it has Flame Charge access. It just, the one thing that this mon like really lacks is like, I just think Houndoom really lacks in like a really good identity for itself, because the solar power is good, but it's like, if you're gonna go for Mega Houndoom in Sun, you kind of need to justify it by not bringing a lot of fire types in Sun, because you don't want to stack up on fire types, which you can do because photosynthesis exists, and you can do because a lot of chlorophyll mons are grass types, but it just leads to a very unbalanced team composition, which Jose proved. And then outside of the Sun, it can work, which Tommy proved, but it's just not quite good enough to be good, like to like really be something of merit on its own. But I think there's a niche for this for sure. Ampharos is a nice bulky dragon type. It kind of fits that same thing as Hydrapple, but it doesn't have Regenerator. I don't care about agility sets. I don't care about Cotton Guard sets, because this mon still loses to like Toxic. It still loses to a lot of things, honestly. I think Electric Dragon coverage is just really overblown and overhyped by a lot of people. Raging Bolt's overblown and overhyped. Ampharos is overblown and overhyped. Still good, but it's niche. And this is like the premiere. I'm the 11th pick, and I'm the 11th round, and I need a BL. Sure, Ampharos is still on the board. I'll take that. I don't have an electric type yet. That's what this mon is for me. And Aerodactyl is honestly a do not draft. I'll move it down, honestly. I'll talk about Aerodactyl in a second. Yeah, I think there is good for it. needs context is a tier for mons that need context to be good, so they can go up or go down depending on what the fuck is going on. But Garganackle is a mon that completely loses to a Covert Cloak. Just straight up, it cannot. If a mon has a Covert Cloak, Garganackle is fucking useless. And Garganackle is good in the sense that like it punishes steel types, but it doesn't really, because it doesn't really punish steel types because it's a fucking rock type. So most steel types just beat it in a 1v1. So really it's a Corviknight punisher, and if you face Tyler, you should just pick this up off the waiver wire, and that is like the context for it being good. But otherwise, I just think this mon's like kind of undraftable. Azelf is neat. I think that there was some fun things that Louis brought, but I just also think that this mon's kind of undraftable in most contexts. The best thing that this mon does is click Stealth Rocks and explode, and it's like, if you're gonna bring this mon for Stealth Rocks and then dying, then like, I don't know, get Fortress at UU, get Uxie, which is just a better mon because it's a slower pivot. Get Mesprit, which is just a better mon because it's a slower pivot. I don't know, as an offensive mon, Azelf doesn't move me as a Psychic type because everything else that's a Psychic type in this tier is better. And as a Levitator, it doesn't move me because it's fucking dog shit when it comes to being a tank. So I don't know. I don't think Azelf's very good. The best thing you can say about it is its speed tier and its lead, but you know, whatever. I just think Gyarados is like bad. I just think Gyarados is like bad, and it's like, yeah, Gyarados has Intimidate and Moxie, so it's like a Salamence, but it's not like a Salamence because it has fucking 80 base speed. So it's like, it's slow as fucking piss. And its attack stat's good. Sorry, it's 81 base speed. My bad. But its attack stat's good, but it's like, Water Flying is just Water Flying with no flying type moves. Let me clarify. Water Flying with no flying type moves puts Gyarados in a really awkward spot because you have to rely on bounce hitting for one, which is not very good for most teams. If you have to rely on fucking bounce being your flying type coverage, and one, you have to rely on hitting bounce to like actually do something, because like people can run protect, and also it's an 85 base accuracy move, so it's like, that's bad. But then it's like, also you have to run Power Whip a lot of times, and Power Whip's also 85 base accuracy, and it's like, you can run Earthquake, and that's cool. You can run Temper Flare, and that's cool. But it's like, when your coverage is lacking in this way, and you don't have like the Mega Gyarados like confirmed stab, or like the Salamence confirmed stab of like the Dragon Claw and the dual Wing Beat, or like the Waterfall and the Crunch, or stuff like that. When your coverage is this lacking, and it requires you to hit moves to be good, I just don't think that's I don't think that's a valid enough strategy for a mon of this caliber. I keep going to, why wouldn't you get a Blastoise and then you get the Shell Smash user that is faster and hits harder and also can do other things. Quinn brought up how like Legend ZAOU kind of recontextualized this thing as like the Intimidate Spadefmon, and I just think if you're drafting Gyarados as a bulky water type, just draft any of the other bulky water types in this tier, because there's a lot of them and they're all really good. So yeah, I'm not high on this at all. Mega Aerodactyl is a fast flying type, and that's cool. And it has Tough Claws, dual Wing Beat, which is cool. And that's where my nice things to say about this mon end, because it's a rock type with Stone Edge, and those aren't very valuable to me, as evidenced by Terrakion and Cleavor in their placement. And I think there's definitely a team where having this as like your fastest mon to force Scarfers faster than it, and then you have like a 328 Scarfer as well, so that way you can outspeed those mons that are scarfed. I think that you can mind game and metagame with this mon really well, but I just don't think it's very good. And honestly, Sceptile is the exact same Mon, but with a shittier typing. Honestly, defensively and offensively, because if Sceptile had Draco Meteor, maybe it'd be good. But like at this point in Mega Sceptile's career, the best thing that it can do is it can Shed Tail and get in a better Mon, and that's sad. And like both of these Mons are like pretty close to do not draft in my mind. And Mega Sharpedo, honestly, probably is just straight up a do not draft in my mind, because the context in which Mega Sharpedo can take over games doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. Honestly, it's not. Absol's worse than it, because at the very least, you can play for a late game of Protect with regular Sharpedo, get the speed boost, go into Strong Jaw Mega Sharpedo, and try to win with Crunch. Or like, you know, you can run a mix set, you can run Flip Turn over the course of a game. There's a context in which Mega Sharpedo can be good on a team. I straight up don't think Mega Absol is good. I played with it for multiple weeks. I was like, this Mon's good as a Pursuit Trapper and a knockoff user, and it has a good speed tier, and these things are true, but Mega Absol just does not fucking do damage. I can't stress enough, Mega Absol's damage is fucking nothing. And you would think with 150 attack stat, it does more damage, but it just doesn't, because you have to run Jolly every single week in order to be good, which eats into your attack stat, and you can't run Sword Stance on this thing ever, literally ever. So it doesn't work as a breaker, it doesn't work as a cleaner because it's fucking hard locked to its 115 speed. It's hard locked to its 115 speed, so it's like really easily outsped by like the majority of Pokemon. It loses to 90% of priority because its fucking defenses are 60, 60, and 65. Like fucking. This is an instance of not having an item makes a Mon bad, because Mega Absol is hard gated by the fact that it needs to break and it does not have breaking power, and it needs to outspeed but it does not have any ways to boost its speed. Like this is just a bad Mon. And then Galarian Darmanitan, why the fuck would you ever draft this thing? Like no, genuinely, if someone can give me a reason to draft Zen Mode Galarian Darmanitan, like I'll pay you $5. I'll Venmo you $5 if you can give me like an actual reason to draft this thing outside of, oh, but you can potentially get Zen Mode and win the game. It's like, you still can't. Even with that, you still can't, because you don't fucking, one, it's impossible to get there because it's a fucking ice type. Two, it's impossible to get there because its stats are fucking shit. Three, it's impossible to get there because you take fucking rocks damage, and you know, if you weren't heavy duty boost, you have no fucking damage. And then it's like, you get there and you still die to fucking priority, you still die to Scarfers. It's just, why draft this thing? Oh, but you can belly drum with it. Don't switch out. Why would you ever switch out into a fucking Galarian Darmanitan? Because it doesn't fucking do anything. Oh no, it's gonna kill my Hydrapple. Bitch, I don't care. Stay in and die, damn it. Die for the cause, because at the very least you don't fucking let it belly drum up. Like, whatever. And then we move into whether other Pink Urchin is a Electric Terrain Mon, and don't draft it unless you're playing Electric Terrain. Dracozolt was moved down, and I think that Dracozolt being moved down makes Sand good. Not great, but good. I think Tickle will probably be drafting Sand, so if you want it, you're fighting him for it. But, you know, Dracozolt's fun. Dracozolt and Excadrill together is a nice combo, so, you know, definitely a fun team. You could argue that Lilligant Hisui has a place outside of a Sun team, but for me personally, I just don't see it. I think that what Tickle did last season is the best thing that we're going to get out of Lilligant Hisui, because then it's not having to use Hustle. But yeah, I think the best use you can get out of this Mon is Sleep Powder and then Victory Dance up to try to win. And I just don't think that's like... I don't think that's a valid or a viable strategy outside of Sun, where Sun, you know, you can really really abuse certain matchups into like water types that want to switch in on your fire type attacks, or stuff like that. So that's that in a nutshell. And also, like, this mod also forces a lot of like counterplay to sleep, so I think that's interesting. But and then Hitmonlee and Sceptile are both terrain abusers, and they're both shitty at that. So I'll move Sceptile above Hitmonlee because it can Shed Tail, and that makes it somewhat valuable outside of a terrain draft, but not really. I don't think that this mon should be drafted outside of terrain, and I think if you are, then you're missing out on a lot of good grass types in this tier. But yeah, that's the list. And look at that, man. I think that was only like an hour 40? An hour 45. Wow, I got that list done in the same amount of time as the other fucking list. Fuck me, man. But yeah, that's the list of BLs. I guess I'll do the UU list on Friday, and I'll upload this on Wednesday. So